Hello and welcome new team members. I am so excited to be on with you all tonight. As you probably know by now, my name is Michelle Zito. I am your company vice president, and I've been with Park Lane for 8 years now. I've been in direct sales in general for 21, 2, 22 years, 21 years, and have a lot that I can share with you. My job is to support you and to train you and to help cheer you on so that you have a super successful business here at Park Lane. If we're not already Facebook friends, I certainly welcome your friend requests. So feel free to shoot me a friend request. I always like to get to know everybody on the team through the magic of Facebook. So happy to be Facebook friends together. And of course, I would imagine by now you're all in the Shine On Team group on Facebook. The vast majority of our communication takes place through that group, and I am going to show you a couple of highlights of things that are helpful to you on that group on this Zoom tonight also. So I'm so thrilled to welcome you to the team. Please know that I generally do this call weekly, and that's mainly so that I know that everyone on the team that participates in the call starts with that same base level of knowledge, and that everybody kind of got off to the same good start. It's also good because that means that even the newest people can recruit a new team member, because Topaz doesn't need to know what to say to her new recruit or conduct any kind of training call. Topaz would just say, next Tuesday is the next welcome orientation. I was on it last week and it was very helpful, and I encourage you to be on it this week. That's just kind of how we do it, so that everybody can, you know, have the same opportunities to build and to learn. And even when you're brand new, you can still be sharing our business opportunity. So on the Zoom tonight, we're going to be focusing on our Rich Rewards program, which is that program that's going to allow you to add lots of free jewelry to your kit. It's also going to focus on how to introduce your friends and family to your new Park Lane business, which includes having a fun and successful launch party. And the tips on the launch party, many of which can be applied to any party that you do moving forward. So I hope that you're ready to take some notes. Now, there's going to be parts where I share like a full-blown script of things to say. I'm just going to show you where those scripts are. You don't have to try to write that down. There's just other little things that you'll write down as well. So just as a quick once over, Topaz, you are on Joy Perry's team, right? But
yes, that's right.
And your recruiter is?
Rhonda Credle.
Rhonda, yes. Okay. So Rhonda was on the promotion party yesterday, and she spoke very highly of you as her new recruiter.
Thank you.
So that's fantastic. And then Kathy and Ann, you're both with Denise?
Yes.
Directly to Denise?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. And that's great. Denise is a recently promoted area, and then the leader above Denise is Jessica. Above Jessica, you have Jennifer. So you have lots of amazing resources of people to turn to. So that is fantastic. And then Anne-Marie Reardon is actually direct to me. And I see she's off camera now, but that's that. Okay, so Park Lane really is so generous to us. They know they don't want us spending all of our commission checks on jewelry. They don't want us to be our own best customer. They want us to go develop great customers so that then when we get paid, we can use it for the very things that we joined this business for. Whatever you were planning on using your commission for, there is no need to be your own best customer at Park Lane. There's no need to join in order to get a discount, because as you know, We have the 2 and 4 sale, the bonus items. So there are many direct sales companies out there that kind of do want you to be their own best customer, and that, you know, you would join for the discount. Park Lane, there's no need at all to join for a discount. You can get a great discount as a customer, and if you're going to join as a stylist, then you are going to make money here, and you can make as much money as you want to make. So in addition to that, so, you know, and to solve that whole, we don't want you spending all your money on jewelry, we have our Rich Rewards program. So I'm going to do a quick screen share here so that we can go over the Rich Rewards program so that I know that you have a solid handle on this. And therefore, what is happening here? Where is my screen share? That's not it. Okay, I'm going to close up everything. Oh, only done a screen share on Zoom 4,000 times, but somehow, hold on. Let me try this again. There we go. Okay. So, the Rich Rewards program brochure is found on the field interface, which is kind of like the back office part of our website. And it's in that same area. There's like the order entry area, there's the dashboard area, and then there's the field interface area, which is where you get all like your brochures and stuff. So if you are so new that you've not even done what I'm doing right now, your sign in is entering your email address and then the password that you set up when you signed up. So when you sign in, typically it brings you straight to your dashboard, and your dashboard shows you what you put in last week personally, and then as you build your team, it tells you what the team put in. And then this week, so clearly I still have shows to enter for this week because I didn't even put any in yet, but I do have them. And then this is what the team has sold so far. Where we need to go right now is the field interface so that we can get into, like, you know, all the company information. So when you first click into the Fields interface, 2 important things come up: the Style Boss News and the Loop. The Style Boss News is our monthly magazine where it goes over what the specials are, like what is the Rich Rewards special piece for the month. We have a special consistency contest going on right now. Anything new and exciting and important that you need to know. Some information about our convention, like all of that is in that monthly magazine. So we always can refer back to that, and that comes out at the beginning of each month. Then on every single Thursday morning, the Loop comes out. It will come to your email, but just in case somehow it ends up in your spam where you don't see it, you can always view it in the Fields interface as well. And every Thursday, we get an update on what's happening that week. And that will always include a link back to the original Style Boss News. Whatever contest we are working on will be recapped in that weekly email. If they are announcing a special that's just for that week or just for the next 2 weeks, the Loop is where we would find that out. So the Loop is a very exciting and important thing that comes to us every Thursday. I'm just letting you know that should you, in the event you don't see it in your email, you can always just view it here in the Fields interface. Now, what we want to know, what we want to look at is a brochure. So we're going to go to the downloads for that. And what we want is the Rich Rewards Club brochure. So here in the brochures and booklets section, Rich Rewards Club brochure, we can open this up. So you can bookmark this, you can print one out, you can do whatever is comfortable for you in order to keep this in front of you. So the Rich Rewards has sales levels and it has recruiting levels. So let's take a look at these levels. Level 1 is when you submit sales of 1,000 net and non in the first 2 commission dates of a Park Lane calendar month. You're rewarded with $250 worth of jewelry of your choice. Now, there's a whole lot of Park Lane jargon in that one little sentence. So before I even go on to the other levels, I'm going to stop the screen share for a second and just explain each of these through. So the first thing it says was submit personal sales of 1,000 net and non. So let's talk about that first. What is net and non, right? Because it's important to know what your paycheck is made up of. So net and non sales, the first N is net, the second N is non. So the net sales are the part of your sales that you actually earn the commission on. So let's think about a customer order, because if some of you have taken a customer order, and if not, you've probably placed a customer order, right? So let's think about a typical customer sale. The customers get 2 pieces at regular price. So those 2 pieces are their lowest 2 pieces, right? The 2 regular price pieces are net. So if somebody buys 2 pairs of birdie earrings, they're $30 each. That's $60 net. You get paid your 30% or whatever your percentage is on that $60. The next part of the customer's order is their half price items, right? Now they get up to 4 more items at half price. So let's say they're gonna get a Lovey bracelet. Instead of it being $36, it's gonna be $16. They're going to get a jewel bracelet. That's normally $72. They're getting that for $36. Whatever their half price items are, that half price is also net. You get paid your commission on the full and the half price items on the order. Now, the next part of a customer order is that with a $90 or more purchase, they then get to pick a bonus item of up to $200 for $25, right? That is non. So the special is the non-commissionable part. Now, there are benefits still to non-commissionable. We'll get to that in a second. But the $25 is the non-commissionable part of the order. So typically a customer order may be $130 net, $25 non. It might be $98 net, $25 non. Or if an order doesn't meet that $90 threshold, maybe the order is just $60 net, and that's that. Any special falls under the non category. So you know how right now there's that special color champagne impression bracelet? And that we have those a lot, where there's a special color impression bracelet. I'm sure some of you have been customers through some of these. And you bought a $40 item in order to qualify to buy the impression bracelet for $35, for $25, for $45, whatever the special is. The $40 that the customer spends to qualify for it is net, but then the special item price part is non. Any style drop that applies to. There's a new style drop coming this month. It's like stars and moon earrings or something, and I think they're going to be $20 with a $40 purchase. The $40 purchase part is net. The $20 special part is non. There are sale items throughout the catalog where it's like jewelry that maybe they put on a special to like move it out because it's an older collection or whatever. Sometimes those pieces are like $15 with a $40 purchase. The $40 is net, the $15 is non. So what you'll find is that the non is what drives the net, because the reason that people want to spend $90 is to get one of the, standard color impression bracelets for $25, or to get the, Marina bracelets for $25. So they will add another half price item, which drives up your paycheck, drives up the net, so that they can get that $25 bonus item. So the net and non combination is really quite magical, because of the non, they want to spend the net. And as far as the hostess order, The $25 thank you piece is non. That's a special. But the half price items are net. So a Hostess half price pieces are also part of the net. Any questions on net and non?
Nope.
Okay, so the next part of that Rich Rewards said that when you put in 1,000 net and non over the first 2 weeks of the month, that's the Rich Rewards level 1. Now, that's really the Park Lane month, which is what the second thing we need to take a look into. If you can take a look, and even if it's on your phone or whatever, take a look at any calendar that you can just look at real quick, if you can. Park Lane's pay weeks run Thursday through Wednesday. So a pay week is Thursday to Wednesday, and then the next day, Thursday is the next pay week, and so on and so forth, which means that the last Wednesday of a month is the last day of the month in Park Lane world. So if you were to look at a May calendar right now, you see that May 26th is the last Wednesday in May. That means that if you hold or submit any business beginning May 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, or 31st, that will all be on the first week of June. And for that matter, so is June 1st. But all those days from May 27th through May 31st are all technically part of June, because May ends on the last Wednesday of the month. So what that also means is, when did May start? So May started, we need to look at April. The last Wednesday in April was the 28th. So May in Park Lane world started on April 29th. So May week 1 was April 29th to May 5th. That was our first pay week and the first week towards Rich Rewards level 1. And then May week 2 is where we are right now, May 6th through the 12th. So tomorrow is the last day of the first 2 weeks of May, the last opportunity to earn Rich Rewards level 1, the $250 worth of jewelry of choice. And then moving forward, the third week of May will be the 13th to the 19th, and then the fourth pay week will be the 20th to the 26th. May will then be over, and we start June on May 27th. So, is there any questions on pay weeks or any of that? I know this is an awfully long explanation for something that was supposed to be about free jewelry, but there's just so many little technicalities here. Topaz, it looks like you have a question.
Yes, well, you did break down the pay weeks for me. So by the second Wednesday in the month, that's when that $1,000 or more needs to be attained?
Correct.
Oh,
so in this case, everybody who sells the 1,000 net and non, anywhere from May 29th through April 29th through May 12th will achieve this.
Okay. All right.
Now, all the rest of the levels of Rich Rewards proceed on independently. So if you did not earn level 1, it doesn't mean you can't earn level 2, 3, or 4 or anything. It just means that if you do earn level 1, you're getting a head start on all the other levels because they are accumulative. But if you joined too late or you for any reason missed it, you still can go on to earn every other level that's available in that month. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go back to the screen share so that we can continue on here. So, $1,000 net non, first 2 weeks of the calendar month, you get to pick out $250 worth of jewelry of your choice. That jewelry selection is the same guidelines that you used for your kit. So if you know that something is on back order or anything like that, that's not going to end up being an option. Which of course makes sense, because if you pick something that's on back order, then nothing's going to come anyway. So you'd rather pick something that is in stock. So level 2 is when you submit sales of 2,500 net non over the whole month, so up through that last Wednesday. Then you earn that month's ensemble of the month. So every month they show us in the Style Boss News what that new piece is. We earn it in 1 month, and then some subsequent month or two later, that then becomes available for customers to purchase, and you already earned a sample of it for free. So it's a great way to keep your kit fresh. It's a great way to always have something new and exciting to offer your customers, and to expand your collection without spending any money. You don't have to pay any tax on it. You don't have to do anything. It just shows up at your house in a white box on a very happy day. So that is level 2. Level 3 is when your total sales for the month, net and non, are $4,000 or more. You then get to pick out yet another $300 worth of jewelry. So if you did the level 1 and then continued on to level 3 by the end of the month, you would have earned $550 in jewelry of your choice plus the ensemble of the month. So if any of you have been in someone's VIP group all this time and she's given away Wear It Wednesday prizes and Freebie Fridays and done raffles, and you're like, what is she like, Leah
Rich.
Yacopa over here? How is she giving away so much jewelry? It's because we do our best to earn this free jewelry. And when you can earn the free jewelry, I think a good rule of thumb is to get 1 or 2 things that will enhance your kit, that you can expand your kit selections with, but then to also throw in a couple of extra pieces that you can use as giveaways, because people love to, be part of that type of fun. Now, you also have rich rewards for building a team. So in a month where 2 people join your team that sell their $1,000 and qualify in their first 5 weeks, you get to pick out another $300 worth of jewelry. And in a month that you have 4, you get yet another for a total of $600 just in the recruiting efforts. So between the team building and the sales, potentially you have $1,100 worth of jewelry available to you every single month. Now, when it comes to, when it comes to choosing that jewelry, it is super easy. When you come onto your dashboard, when you first sign in, you're going to see that your Rich Award progress is right here. So I'm at 92% of level 1, but if I click this, I can find one that I didn't claim yet. Hold on. There we go. Here's one from last month that I haven't done yet. So when you're ready, when you've qualified for it, this says claim now. And all you do is click it and you put in the item numbers of what you want. And just add it up. At the bottom, it does ask for payment information because all you are paying is the sales tax on it, as well as a $7 shipping. And because you pay sales tax on it, it does not show up on your 1099 at the end of the year. It's considered like a purchase. So that's fantastic. Also, my previous company would give us all kinds of like booby prizes that would then show up at the end of the year on my 1099. And I always wanted to be like, can you do me a favor and not send me the pen with no ink in it and charge me for it at tax season? Thank you so much. So here we're getting like amazing prizes. So any questions on the Rich Rewards program at all? Now, getting back to the net non thing, non counts towards all of your Rich Rewards. So when you put in $1,000 show, some of you may have done RRC level 1. Like if your launch was just this week, then maybe you're a part of this. But a $1,000 show, I find, is generally about 800 net and about 200 non. So that the pay part, you get paid on about 800, but your rewards, meaning trip points, Rich Rewards, if we're earning anything else at all, consistency awards, Mercedes, anything else you're working on is based on net and non. So you get your Rich Rewards based on net and non. So yes, those non things that you didn't get paid on still rewarded you in all of those other departments. So Does that sound good? Is that something you'd like to be on track for? Do you want to start getting a weekly check and lots of jewelry?
Yes.
All right. So with that, then let's jot down some
Oh,
numbers.
yeah.
let's jot down some numbers. First, write down 12 to 15 average orders. 12 to 15 average orders. Then write down $1,000 in sales. $1,000 in sales. And then write down $300 in commission. So what do these numbers mean? I'm guessing you probably started figuring it out already, but when you have 12 to 15 average orders on a party, including your launch party or any other party that you do, and I know you all know 12 to 15 people with a neck. Every one of your hostesses knows 12 to 15 people with a neck. You can expect that will yield about $1,000 worth of customer orders, which is going to yield you about a $300 paycheck or so. That's pretty amazing considering you're doing that from the chair you're sitting in, right? Even for leaving the house, it's great money. But either way, it is just fantastic. Now, having a successful launch party that your leader is probably doing for you is important to starting your business off, right? And making sure that you're going to have business that will extend beyond your family and friends. So there are 3 steps that are going to make your launch party, and in many cases, really any party, successful. So step 1 is to consider having 2 launch parties, to over-invite, although within Facebook guidelines if it's an online show, and don't prejudge who you're inviting. So to consider 2 launch parties, be inclusive in your inviting. Step 2 is to invite using multiple methods of inviting and to use the right words. Use multiple methods to invite and to use the right words. And then step 3 is to fill your calendar with a lot of shows so that you get practice, you get a steady weekly paycheck, and that you earn your rich rewards. So let's go over each of those steps. Step 1, possibly doing 2 launch parties and being inclusive in that inviting. The 2 launch party system allows you to include people that missed the first one in a second one, right? So that can be kind of like your overflow party. This is especially good if you're doing a party on Zoom. If your launch party was on Zoom and you really want those people to have that live Zoom experience, to offer in the 2 different time frames that you're typically going to be offering. So for example, I typically offer shows on Sunday nights or weeknights. So it would be smart then if I was launching to do 1 launch on a Sunday night and 1 launch on a weeknight. That way I catch the people that are typically more free on weekends for the Sunday night and people that are more free on weeknights on the weeknight party. Anyone who forgot can go into that second overflow party. It gives you that second level of practice, especially if your leader does the first one, you can do the second one while it's still fresh in your mind. But what you can do is use the same party link for both of them, so that you gather at least the 10 orders and you put in one big honkin' show with amazing rich rewards, with amazing hostess benefits, and probably rich rewards also. But when you're doing your launch, remember, you're like double and triple dipping here, right? Because not only are you the hostess of the party, gathering up all those host rewards, but because this is your launch party, your stylist, your recruiter, or the leader that's doing your show is also flipping that show to you, and you get the paycheck on it. So keep in mind that at your launch party, you have a leader working for you. right? So take advantage of that. Get as many eyeballs in front of that leader as you can, because she knows how to romance the jewelry, how to upsell, not upsell, but how to have your guests take advantage of the full scope of the sale, how to inspire them to want to book a party with you, all of that. And she can work a lot more magic on 15 people than she can work on 6 people. So you want to get as many people to your grand opening launch parties that you can possibly do. If you are doing it on Zoom and someone's like, oh, I can't come on Sunday night, no problem. I'm doing another one on Wednesday. Hope you can come to that one. Usually if they can't do the first one, they'll make sure that they can be on the second one. Now, sometimes you get like, oh, this one never has money, I'm not inviting her. This one's always too busy, I'm not inviting her. No, this is in many cases just a virtual thing, and even someone busy can watch the replay. People that claim to have no money for other things very often magically have some for jewelry. It's quite a phenomenon, so never judge someone's pocketbook on what they can or can't spend, because people spend their money on exactly what they want to spend money on. And for many women, that's jewelry. So if you're doing in-person parties, then certainly you want, within the comfort level of people, you certainly want to get, again, as many people as you can or you feel comfortable having, especially maybe if it's outside or whatever. If you're having any in-person thing, always invite your neighbors. The neighbors see the cars pulling up, they see the people coming in. Don't be that person where people are like, oh, look at that, Kathy's having people over and we weren't invited, because he's busted. So just invite them. People love going to the neighbor party. You get to have cocktails and then walk right back across the street. You don't need to drive. It's awesome. What's better than your neighbor's party, right? So, and the beauty again of the online party is that you're never limited by geography. You live in Arizona and your mother-in-law lives in Boca Raton and your college roommate lives in Colorado Springs. Have at it. They can all be at the same party, which is amazing. So, side question, would anyone be interested in a 5% raise, like very soon, like now? Would you like a 5% raise? Because
Sure.
I feel like this is the only job in the world that when you're brand new, the company is willing to give you a raise. So you can absolutely achieve a 5% raise within the next 2 weeks. So here's how that can be done. Because when one person joins you in this business, and statistically, people who start with a friend or a family member do better than the people who don't. Both the person you recruit and yourself. Statistically, you do better if you start with a friend or family member, which is why many, if not most of us, our first recruit is a friend or family member. And we can tell you, I could whip off 5 examples of recent promoted people, even right on Jessica's team, that the first recruit was a friend or a family member, and they're all doing fantastic. So that's how you get the 5% raise. So if you want to jot down what the 2 steps are, step 1 is that you have a Park Lane month that you personally sold 1,000 net and non. So that's why, girls, we want your launch party going in at 1,000. Because not only will you, if it's in that first half of the month, not only do you get the rich rewards, not only do you qualify right away, but that's the first check mark you need to get a raise. So when your leader is like, we want to put this in at 1,000, that's not your leader being greedy in any way. That's your leader setting you up to get a raise. That's your leader setting you up to get a first $300 paycheck or so that's going to pay off your kit and your host rewards, so that you can, if you have like a husband or somebody that's like, oh, how much is this costing me? It didn't cost anything, hon. I already got reimbursed with my first paycheck for everything I paid for. Whoever else is in your life is going to like your business a whole lot more when you're bringing in, money right away. and when you can go ahead and get that raise. Because step one is that you have that month where you sold $1,000. Step two is someone joins you in the business and they sell their first $1,000 in their first 5 weeks. But are we going to tell them their first 5 weeks? No, they're on this call hearing the exact same thing, and we're going to do their launch party at 1,000. So here we had Rhonda, recruited Topaz, and she was very new. Joy did Rhonda's party, and I'm guessing Joy also did Topaz's party, right?
Yes, she did.
Because the leader is supporting you through all of this. So now when Topaz has a recruit, Joy will also do that party because all of these people are new. But now Rhonda has promoted in her first couple of weeks of business. Topaz, actually, did Joy report to us on those Zoom last night that you actually do have a recruit?
Yeah, it's one of my friends since we were teenagers. Yeah.
See?
Amber Brown.
That's right. She told us
Amber.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Everything I
Thank
just
you.
said, you just made me not be a liar here on our training call, because new person brought in another new person brings in a friend, everybody gets a raise, every launch went in at $1,000. So this is why I love when people do what we say. I know that sounds preposterous, but if you just do what we say, you'll be so successful. So Jessica's doing launches for people that are newer. I'm doing launches for people that are newer. That's just how we do it, so that everybody gets a raise. As the team builds, everybody gets raises. So this is just how it works. We love doing it, and no one is bothering anyone asking for that type of help in case it's something you were ever concerned about. And the difference and the beauty of Park Lane is that, let's say you have one recruit and she works for a little while, but then she quits, decides it's not for her. In pretty much every direct sales company on earth, you would then demote back to your original level. If you had gotten that 5% raise, you would have to give it back. You'd be back to earning 30%. Not at Park Lane. At Park Lane, when you earn a promotion, when you earn a raise, you keep that for life. So there's no ever going backwards. You're either staying the same or you're moving up. Now, the math on a 5% raise, just so that you know, if you do a $600 party, which is a completely normal average party in Park Lane World, right now, today, that paycheck for all of you that are stylists would be $180. Again, quite excellent. But more excellent is $210. That's what you make with the extra 5% on that exact same party for doing the exact same amount of work. It's not like you're doing more work because you got to branch. The party is the same thing. You're still showing jewelry, still taking orders, everything's the same. So because I always operate under the assumption of, you did not join this business because you were bored. You didn't join this business because you needed a hobby, right? Because if you needed a hobby, you could watch YouTube videos and learn how to crochet, right? You joined this to make money, right? And I'm sure that you all have lives outside of this. You have husbands, you have families, you have kids, you have other jobs, you have friends and family, parents you care for, whatever the case may be. You all have other things. So I see it as my job as your leader to show you what's possible and to help you make the most amount of money each and every time you take the time to do a party, to make a sale, to grow a VIP group, and to just grow your business in general. So that's my job, to let you know what's possible and to help you get there. So that's why at your welcome call, I'm telling you how to get a raise. Questions or thoughts? Okay, so I want to give you a couple of little tips about this whole, friends and family, because as you are talking about your business to other people, you're going to get questions such as, Topaz, how much did you have to spend on that starter kit? Kathy, did you have to go to a lot of meetings? Anne, have you had to put a lot of money, how much other money have you spent on this so far? Now, as much as we would like to be like, oh, that's so nice of her to care about my well-being, that is not what they are asking. What they are really asking is, Topaz, how much would I have to spend on a kit? Kathy, how many meetings do I have to attend? And how much extra money would I have to spend? That's really what those questions are asking. They are wanting to know what it will cost them or how much time it's going to take them. So as you realize, now that I've given you that little secret, you probably are also realizing a conversation you've already had that sounded an awful lot like that. Let your leader know about that person. We would love to share that information. Sometimes people boldface say, wow, is that fun? Is that working out? Are you making money? All you have to say is, yes, oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. We could do this together. Would it be okay if I had my friend fill in the blank of the person who did your launch party? So would it be okay if my friend Jessica gave you a call? She's the one answering all of my questions, and you know that I'm new, so I want to make sure you get the right information. Would it be okay if my friend Joy gave you a call? She's the one answering all of my questions. Some of the leaders do little information sessions. You can invite them to something like that, whatever. But those one-on-ones, capitalize on people when they're excited. Would it be okay if my friends, you know, Jen, Jessica, Joy, oh, we have a lot of J's, gave you a call? And if that person is like, yeah, okay, but because the goal of a call like that is to simply book a party, that even if they're not 100% sure, we would book what we call a decider party. You know what? You know, Mary, you don't have to decide today if this is for you. We'll do your party. And if at the end of the party, you see, now you'll see that there's a paycheck, that there's people who want to have shows, all of that's there. If you like what you see, you can join. And if you decide you're not into it, then you still get all the free jewelry and you'll have helped Topaz out by having a party. So how does that sound? Once people have that show on the calendar, it makes it a lot easier to move forward with them, either as a hostess or as your next team member. So keep those names in mind, write names down, talk to your leader about those people. Questions or thoughts on that? Okay, so that was step one, doing the 2 launch parties, the inviting. I just threw in the bonus on how to get a raise. So let's go to step 2, the inviting using multiple methods to know what to say. Girls, Facebook is turning into like a prison as far as the rules. So I just want you to be aware of a couple of things. Number one, you have to be really specific about your inviting through Facebook. So in other words, once your party group is made, you can't just click the invite button and start hitting invite to like your whole friends list. Facebook immediately identifies that as spam and will cut you off from inviting. So what you are much better off doing, and it's a much nicer invitation anyway, is to text or use Facebook Messenger or a combination of both, because the less you do using Facebook, then Facebook is not watching you. So if you text it, you know, I'm so excited. I'm starting a business with Park Lane, and we're doing a super fun Zoom party with style tips with my leader. And she's going to be raffling stuff. It's going to be amazing. I would really love for you to be there. It's this coming Saturday night at 7. Here's the link to the group. I would love for you to join. Can you join us? And then they click the link to join, and then Facebook sees that as all excellent. You sent a private message, they click the link to join, everything's great. The more special you can make the invitation, the better. I would love for you to be there, Kathy, because you know you're the fashionista of the group. I know you're the party queen, Kathy. Can you please be there? I know that you're always the life of the party. Anything that you can do. The worst case scenario, you can't think of anything special to say, always say, because you do, this is a true statement, I really would love your opinion on the jewelry so that I know what to put in my kit. I would love to get your opinion on the jewelry, because is there anything that people love more in this world than giving their opinion? Yelp would not even exist if it wasn't for people feeling the need to give their opinion and write an essay on asparagus from a restaurant, right? So you do want their opinion, because then you know, oh, all my friends loved those bell earrings. I'm going to make sure I put them in my kit so I have them to show. So when your leader is showing the jewelry, write down the stuff that was a big hit. Ask her what people purchased so that you can get coordinating things and similar things in your kit. But the Facebook message and the text is still considered really only one way. Phone calls are allowed, girls. You can pick up a phone and actually use your voice and invite people to it. You can use the voice messenger on text. When people hear your voice, they can, hear the excitement, and as definitely another layer of special to that. You can even pop something in the mail. But what you definitely can't do is just click that invite button on Facebook and think that that's going to be enough. Number one, you're going to get shut down from the inviting. And number two, unless people are online in that moment, they never see it anyway. And now people are going to miss the invite entirely. So what's great is that with the online, there's not a lot to say no to. If they miss the Facebook Live or they miss the Zoom, they can catch the live stream later. So it's a pretty easy yes. And then it's just a matter of following up on the orders. So that's really step two. Oh, no, I forgot the biggest, most important part. Never a group chat for these invitations, not on text and not on Facebook. There's two reasons. Number one, it's annoying. You've all been caught in a group chat that turns into the seventh circle of hell, right? Where it just goes off into 27 other things. Nobody even remembers it was originally an invitation, and it's a nightmare. But the other thing is that when people send an invitation, when it comes to the responses, the no's come first. You know that, right? Because if you have something on your calendar that's non-negotiable, last week I had this important meeting for Teresa for college with like the college placement people at her high school. So all along I knew April 26th I could not make plans because I had to be on this Zoom for my daughter for college. If anyone invited me to anything for that date, I would immediately have texted back, oh, I have a meeting for school for Teresa that night, right away, because I know I can't go and I want that invitation off my plate. That's all well and good. You're going to have people who can't come, but they don't need to say that in front of 30 other people who are also, the no's are also going to come first. So you're going to send a text out to 30 people, and the first 5 are going to say no. Now, what's the message to everyone else? Oh, no one's going to that. And now people don't go because they think no one's going. So you just don't want that occurring in front of everyone, okay? So let's go to step 3, filling your calendar with the number of parties that you want to do. But really do try to do 6 shows in your first month, because that's what will create a pattern for you to get some practice. Because if you're doing a show, either 2 shows on a Sunday night, maybe a show at 7 and a show at 8, or you're doing a show on Sunday night and then another show on Thursday night, that's what enables you to get into a groove. When you're not so nervous, you have a lot more fun, and then your personality comes out and people are like, oh, she's cute, she's fun, she knows what she's talking about. But when you do a show and then it's 3 weeks to the next show, you forgot what you wanted to correct. It's like trying to ride a bike over and over again that you keep forgetting how to do it in between. So do those 2 shows a week or so in the beginning, because you're also going to see the joy of the weekly paycheck, the joy of the rich rewards. And you're going to realize, hey, this really is not bad to work around my other job or my family or my kids or their activities or whatever it is. But do keep in mind that with online parties, you can do multiple shows in the same evening. If I have a show at 7, I also want a show at 8. Because if I'm going to do my hair and lay out my jewelry and blow out, put makeup on, I want to see more people. So I do a show at 7, I do a show at 8, and then I do orders that night, the next day, and Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, I can get my hostess orders, submit my shows for the week, and then on Thursday, I can start focusing on the next weekend's parties. So keep that in mind, because you can run your entire business one night a week as far as the live is concerned. So again, feel free to talk to your leader about that as well. And And as you are talking to people about having their own show, when you are, doing people's orders and stuff, or as you're talking to people about your launch party, the words are really as simple as, Jessica, why don't you let me set you up a party group like this? It's super easy. I set up all the posts, I do the live, and then you're going to get a free shopping spree at the end. It's the easiest party in the world. What do you think? I can set you up for next Sunday. I can set you up for, would you like, people will say, generally people are like, oh, that sounds fun. Okay, I normally do Sunday nights or weeknights, which is better. You want to give two choices of like time frames. So you could say, if you know you're not doing anything on weeknights because it's too much for you with work or whatever, and you're doing Saturday or Sunday and that's it, you're going to say, okay, so would you like a day? I do the shows on weekends. Would you like a day or an evening? Oh, a day brunch party might be nice. Okay, great. I have Saturday the 10th at 11. I have Sunday the 18th at 3, which is better. See how you give like two choices at a time that's within the frame that they said they wanted. Because that keeps them focused on looking at the calendar at the time they need to be looking at it. If you just have people look at the whole month, where you're like, okay, I need shows for May. And now they're like, look at all of May, and they're like, oh man, we have Memorial Day, we have the end of school, and all these things that have absolutely nothing to do with the time frame of a jewelry party. Before you know it, you're still harassing this person in August. Hey, Sue, remember we were going to set up a party? Because there's too many options. So give two choices at a time so that you can get inch in on the yes. And then just write them in the calendar, and now you have a party. Once you have a show at 11 on Saturday, then the next person who says Saturday, yeah, Saturday sounds great. Okay, I have the 10th at 3. Does that work? If that's what you're trying to achieve, right? If you know you want to get the two shows banged out on the same day, then when you're booking someone's show, put it before or after a show you already have. And it doesn't have to be 3 hours later. It can be an hour later. If it's a Zoom party, I would allow like an hour and a half in between. A Facebook Live you can do on the hour because those are shorter. Are there going to be people, though, that are going to say no to everything you ask? There absolutely are. There's going to be people that say no to coming to your launch, that say no to placing an order, that say no to hosting their own show. I just want you to know that that's just part of our job, and it's just part of offering a service. And always remember, that is what we are doing. We offer a service. We offer a fun service of, sharing style tips and expertise and great sales. Some people are into that service and some people aren't. But they're definitely not saying, no, Anne, that is so annoying. Why did you even ask me that in the first place? Don't ever call me again. It can feel like that, especially when someone tells you no, that you've been to every kind of party they've ever had, where you're like, what? I bought candles from her. I bought Mary Kay from her. I went to her, blah, blah, blah. And now she can't have a show for me. And you get like all indignant. Or like, this is my sister. How does my sister say no? How does my mom say no? It's a big world out there, girls. I don't have sisters, and my mom told me, don't ask me to have one of those parties. So if I had waited for that, I would not have a 21-year career in direct sales, right? I went for the people who did want the service I was offering, and have since met thousands and thousands and thousands of customers and hundreds of hostesses over these years. So with that, you're all in the Team Shine On group?
Not yet.
Okay, so then we definitely want to get that taken care of, where you want to get added to the team group. And then in there are the guides where all of your training material is. So when you're in the Team Shine On group, along the top, you can click guides. The first guide is called Your First 90 Days in Business. And there's a series of videos and things that you can watch that will help you in getting started. One of them is a recording of a previous version of this call. You don't have to do that one because you did it live tonight. But there are lots of other things that you'll find very helpful. You'll see there's a how-to video section. There's an order entry section. Anything that you could possibly need, we have in there for you. And you're going to notice we redirect you there many times because how do I enter an order? You don't want to have your leader on the other end of the phone going, okay, click right there on the left. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see? No, that's the right. That, that's so frustrating. We made a video of how to do it. So you can open the video on your phone and then do what the video is saying on your computer, for example. So that is all there for you. And you'll find all of that super helpful. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining on tonight. I hope this was helpful.
Yes.
And good. Well, I look
Yes.
forward to seeing you on future trainings. Every Tuesday is the Lunch and Learn. The replay is always available. And I hope to see you back here with your recruits on
Yeah.
Tuesday nights.
Michelle, I have one question.
Sure.
When we submit, okay, when someone places an order through the party, once that's submitted, is that when the order is being worked on, or do I have to submit the show before their orders come to them?
That's a great question. So there's two ways to process an order. One is that the person just goes to your website using the party link and places their order. Those orders are processed right away because they're shipping it to themselves, the credit card runs, all of that. That is the same answer for, how we can make a cart
Yes.
from within the party and then send them the cart and they click that, they put in their name and address and that also is processed right away.
Right.
Any order that you enter manually in the back end through the order entry area, those sit on the computer until the day you send in the party.
Okay, like the hostess is $400.
The hostess order, absolutely, but even if for some reason you didn't send a link and you just entered their name and address, their items and all of that in the back office,
yes,
that's going to sit there. So that's why we try not to do that. We want them placing the order on the hot link so that things move along.
Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying that.
No problem at all.
All right. Nice meeting you all, and I'll see you later.
So nice to see everyone.
Nice
Thanks so
meeting
much,
you too.
everybody.
Thank you. All right.
Night. Thank you,
Bye.
Michelle.
My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.